So yes, where I left off at, the governor is still going through what he said, and we're gonna let those professions open back up. And I might have missed a few. I think massage therapists and some other ones. So that's the big debate, or that's the big uproar right now. Because I think Georgia will be one of the first states to do this, to send people back to work. And there's really haven't really been a cure to the virus as far as to keep it from spreading. And so if what they're telling us about this virus is true, I'm a little questionable about a lot of things on the media and the information that they give us. But if everything that they're reporting about the virus, then that doesn't take a very smart person to come to the realization that by opening those businesses up, they're gonna risk the chance of the virus spreading more rapidly. So I don't think it's a good idea, but I don't blame people that choose to go back to work neither, or to open up their business, because a lot of those businesses are independently owned, or those professions are independently owned, and they live by the money they make from their business. And typically those type of individuals, a lot of them don't qualify for unemployment. And I think I said in the other video the other day that they did come up in a stimulus relief packet that they was extending the unemployment to be able to make those type of individuals with those professions qualify. But I did read where that might be the base underlining reason why the governor decided to put those people back to work. And I think Monday, restaurants and a whole lot of other people are going to be able to go back to work, because it's time for a lot of those people to start, or a lot of those individuals to start receiving that unemployment. And per the rules of that little extension to the unemployment, that they will qualify for the regular base amount that they would have gotten or would have received, plus an additional $600 per week up until July. And I think the last count I remember, it was like 20 million plus people that has filed for unemployment in the United States. I don't know how many in Georgia, but it's a lot of people. So if they giving them the option to go back to work or to open up their business, and say they choose not to do it, I don't know if they will still qualify for that unemployment, because they had the option to go to work. So I truly believe the underlying reason for the governor trying to send people back to work is to keep from having to pay all those people that unemployment, because that's a lot of money it's a lot of money. I think that's the reason. And if people get sick and die or end up dying, I just think that they don't really care. They're willing to take that risk. It's all about the bottom line. But again, I don't blame the business owners that choose to go back to work, like barbers, beauticians, massage therapists, tattoo artists, gyms. And the reason why I wouldn't blame them, and I wouldn't make them feel guilty, because they gotta choose between paying their bills, because the bills have not stopped coming just because it's a pandemic, or taking a chance on catching the virus. And a lot of times, based on the information they give us, like the virus ain't necessarily a death sentence. It might be a death sentence for people that's older or with a pre-existing condition, But if you don't have any health issues, based on the information they've given to the public, that the likelihood of you're dying from the virus is not a very high percentage. So some people willing to take that chance because they gotta eat. They gotta put food on the table. They gotta pay their bills. It would be a different thing if the government or the office of the United States would say, right now during the pandemic, okay, rent, light, gas, water, even car notes, as long as this virus is not under control, no one has to pay their bills. And it's not that you're gonna have to pay it later. It's gonna be a zero balance for however long. Then, okay, you will have more people saying, I'm not going back to work. But as long as these bills, the essential bills, like your rent, now they saying they got a law where people can't evict anyone during this time, but the bill is still due, and they might not evict you, and you might not pay it, but it's still adding up. So as soon as the world get back to normal, all of that will still be due, but you haven't made no money. So essential bills like rent, water, light, gas, those bills are still due. And if you're sitting at home and your income is from your self-employment or your contracting job and you ain't made no dollars, the only thing the government has given us or given people is a stimulus thing, but that's like $1,200. People can't live off of that, and a lot of people haven't even received that yet. So I can't blame these workers or these small business owners or these people that are able to go back to work tomorrow. I can't blame them for going back to work, because I know a lot, they probably don't even want to, but they feel like they don't have no choice. So that's what's going on with that. It's just hard times. It's hard times. It's a time of uncertainty. You just, don't know what's gonna happen. And me, myself, personally, I try to think positive. I must say that I'm one of the blessed people thus far, because I would be considered an essential worker because I work for the post office, and I've still been working my every day as I was doing before the shutdown. So financially has not took no type of hit. In fact, I benefited because I qualified for this stimulus. So that was just extra money on top of me making my living like I usually do. So I personally haven't had to deal with hard times thus far. Other than just the inconvenience of, just not being able to do anything, which is, that's a very small inconvenience. But it doesn't matter to me, because I look at not just my situation, I look at everybody's situation. I don't want people out here struggling or living like this. And I just pray God just, make it end soon where people can get back to their regular lives, because it has been an adjustment for me, because I'm the type of person that wasn't used to just being at home. So that's the thing, when you're stuck to have to be still, a lot of your demons start coming, because you're stuck to face a lot of things that you kind of been running away from within. So, and that can cause a lot of depression, a lot of everything. So I really want it to end soon, so hopefully it will. And I just keep praying daily and just, thanking God, for keeping me and keeping my family, keeping us able to still be able to work and still, not feel the effects of the struggle this far. And Just asking him to keep holding us up, keep making us make the right decision, please keep helping us live, following the rules, but not living in fear, and taking this time of stillness to be productive, and just being smart about everything. So those are my thoughts for today.